When Subnautica was originally released in 2018, the video game immediately received pivotal amounts of praise from both critics and players of the time. The entire premise of Subnautica was different from what was presented by other games. However, an interesting aspect of controversy surrounded the game and persisted with all those who enjoyed the experience. But the speculative scenario is this: what is the Subnautica approach to survival video games? At the time when the game was released, reactions from those who experienced it were mostly divided between casual players and serious players. According to information now known, the few complaints from Subnautica by gamers were that it was considered to be too difficult, that there wasn't much direction on what to do, nor were there much help in terms of direction on how to survive on the world of 4546 Bay to ultimately escape it. Discussions further halted that there were little to no examples of tutorials on how to tell players what to do in order to survive, and to ultimately complete the game. This theory is supported by the fact that according to trophies or accomplishments for those who played and completed the game, statistics for completion are low, as casual players gave up long before truly experiencing or learning absolutely about the world of Subnautica. Further observations halted that even for some of those who were able to progress through the game, an interesting fact halted that pieces of lore that the player would come across throughout the game were highly detailed, on the fact that due to the ingenuity or interpretations of the difficulty relating to the game, made it so lore couldn't be technically viewed upon in the conventional sense. Players would need to sit down upon benches in designated areas to go through the lore acquired to even understand the game aside from basic facts presented. This was intentionally done by developers of Subnautica, with the fact that stamina was exerted by the player at literally every moment, and only upon truly resting were players technically able to examine pieces of lore acquired throughout the game. To better understand all that had occurred upon planet 4546 Bay, it was later interpreted as playing the game carefully to understand what Subnautica was actually about. The developer and publisher of Subnautica being Unknown World Entertainment, and people affiliated with the company later commented when asked about the particular difficulties of the game. Official comments mentioned that the game was neither too difficult nor too easy. It was all up to the player experiencing the game to basically discover how to play and excel at the game through their own measure as a player. This interpretation of a minimalistic aspect of help by the game itself for the individual experiencing it, and intentionally having the gamer to go through their playthrough with only using their own skills or common sense, not only to play the game but to excel at it, was sometimes called the Subnautica quote-unquote approach to survival video games. As critics and players later voiced similar opinions, with modern games having tutorials for everything, and even in some cases telling players what to do and how to do it. So Unknown Worlds Entertainment decided to do an approach to a survival game which wasn't the first, but it was notable for being a surprisingly successful video game to have such an approach in then modern video gaming. Since then, a few other games of the time copied the lack of assistance model that Subnautica was known for to varying degrees of success, and as a result, players of Subnautica thought about their own experiences with the game, and the fact if they could do something of the sort or not at all.